Hello everyone, my name is Cam Bergeron and I'm an exercise physiologist. Today I'm going to be walking you through a strength class, so lifting weights. The only equipment you need today is a stationary, sturdy, no armed chair. No arms is preferred, but if you only have a chair with arms, that will suffice. And you need just weights of your choosing. Right here I just have little 3-pound weights. Something like this will be great. If you do not have weights, what I would say is grab something of equal weight. If you want to do 2 water bottles, 2 soup cans, just make sure they are equal. You don't want to have one jacked arm and one little arm. Make sure everything is the same. So what we're going to do today is start you off with a nice standing warm-up. You always want to get the blood flowing, but before we even go into that, what I want to say is do not do any exercise that causes you pain. This is a generalized strength program. You may have an injury you need to work around. If something causes you discomfort, sit that exercise out and just wait for the new one. We're going to be kind of cranking through. We're just going to do 2 sets of each exercise in a little 2 exercise circuit. So let's have you start off right near your chair. That way, if you need a little balance, you can touch it. Chest up, abs tight. And what you're gonna do is just high knees right in place. So you can keep that at a nice moderate speed. I don't want you to go too slow because I am just looking here to increase blood flow, but keep those abs tight. You should not be doing this, rounding your back while you high knee. You wanna stay up nice and strong. Posture is huge. Now, opposite hand to opposite knee, just to get those arms kicking, get blood flowing into the upper extremities. Always have to do a nice warm up before we get into anything. 2, 2, 1, and good. Now from there, I'm gonna spin sideways so you can see. What we're gonna do is butt kick. So heel to butt, just give it a nice little flick back. Be careful with this one. You wanna keep your abs tight. You do not wanna arch back like this because you'll feel that pinching in the back. You want to avoid that. Just flick heel to butt and keep your knees down. You do not want to raise your knees up because then you're going into a high knee. So just flick back, breathe out with each heel to butt. A few more before I change it up. And now I'm going to go backwards. What you're going to do is opposite hand to opposite foot. If you cannot reach the foot, don't do one of these and try to round and touch it. What you can do is just slap the air like so. So it's just opposite arm and leg. I don't want you to reach for it. If you can touch it, great. But if you can't, just slap the air. It's more about coordination and just warming everything up. 2, 2, 1. And good. So now from there, what I'd like you to do is arms right by your sides, legs together, chest up, shoulders back. Now, take a step out with your right foot, arms go out, step in, step out with your left foot, arms go out, step in. So you can just breathe out and breathe in. Still, chest up, abs tight, making sure to stay nice and tall the entire time. Also, you want your toes straight. You should not be pointing right toe out to the right as it steps and left toe out to the left. You want to keep that body nice and lined up. Toes always facing straight forwards. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and all right. So now from there, what I'd like you to do is come on down into your chair. If you have weights, just leave them off to the side, but sit down properly. Toes straight, feet flat, chest up, and decel down. I'm just gonna put my weights right here while we finish our warm up. So now arms by your sides, neutral grip, so palms are facing your outer legs. Breathing out, curl, press, breathe in, bring them down, breathe out, and in. Now this can be a quicker motion. So a nice moderate pace or a little bit above that. Just make sure you're not arching. So you should not be doing this. You want to keep your body up nice and tall. Let's have 3, 2, And very nice. Now bring those arms up like a field goal. 90 degrees at those elbows and armpits. Rotate your field goal down, rotate it up. Doing your best to keep elbows up high. You don't want them to drop. Right now, we are warming up the rotator cuff. Very, very important to warm this up before you lift any weights with your arms. 3 more. And all right, now bring those hands in, hands together, elbows by your sides. Chest up, breathe out, rotate out, squeeze those shoulder blades. Breathe in, bring it back. Breathe out, and in. Really trying to get a nice squeezing of those shoulder blades behind you. Try to have those elbows roughly at 90 degrees. You don't want them to drop down. You want them to stay right at that angle the whole time. 2 more. And all right, so now from there, scoot all the way back in your chair. The most important warm-up activity. Chest up, shoulders back. Don't be forwards in the chair. Actually, lean back into it. Take your belly button and push it backwards into your chair, flattening your lower back, and release. Breathe out. This is called a pelvic tilt. Breathe in, release. So we're just going one right into the next. Now, this is so important because you do not want to arch your back away from your chair, either when you're seated or standing under a weighted activity. So if there's any point where you feel yourself arching your back, you need to do this motion in order to bring it back in check. Let's just go one more. And good. Okay, so that's just very, very important. Now, last thing I want to do is chest up, pivot forwards at the hips, come back up tall. Another really important warm-up activity, pivot and tall. Just because when you go to grab your weights, I want you to pivot at the hips. I do not want you to round to the floor and grab your weights. And that works laterally as well. So now that we've gone through the warm-up, what I'd like you to do is grab your weights. So if they're alongside of you, try to pivot forwards, grab them, bring them right on your thighs to start. Now, always have good feet positioning. Toes straight, feet flat, chest up, arms right by your sides, neutral grip, so palms are facing your outer hips. Now, breathe out and bring those weights up. Now, your palms rotate towards your armpits, elbows go out to the sides, bring them back down, and your palms rotate to your outer hips. So it's breathe out, bring them up, breathe in, bring them down. Make sure you are keeping nice, big posture. Don't let the weights dictate your motion, which means as they go down, don't slump down with them. Make sure you stay up nice and strong. Always keeping those abs tight. We have 4 left. And very nice. All right. So now from there, put them on your thighs for just a second. Now, chest up, pivot forward at the hips. Put your forearms on your thighs, but your wrists are off. Now, just let your hands drop down. So the top of your hand is facing forward/upwards. And then breathe out, bring your knuckles up. Breathe in, curl them down. Breathe out, knuckles up. Breathe in, bring them down. So just nice, easy wrist curls. Make sure you're not doing this. We're not bending our elbows on this one. It's just up and back down. Keep your eyes looking right at that weight and make sure you're not slumped out as well. We have 4 left. And if you need a break to grab some water at any point, grab water whenever you need and then hop back in. And very nice. So now from there, sit up nice and tall. Put those weights right by your sides. We're going into round 2 of upright rows. So neutral grip at those wrists. Breathe out, bring them up. Elbows out to the sides. Breathe in, drop them down, stay up tall. Breathe out, and in. And just take it nice and easy. Make sure you're not collapsing. Keep yourself up. We have 6 left. Last 2 on their way. Do what you can. If it's too much for you, then just stop. And all right, so put them on your thighs, chest up, pivot forwards at your hips. Your forearms are on your thighs, your wrists are not. Your palms are down, top of your hand is up. Now breathe out, knuckles up. Breathe in, knuckles down. Breathe out, and in. And look straight down to those weights. And really just bring them up as much as you can with each one. Working those forearms is extremely important for just random activities of daily living. 4, 3, 2, and very nice. All right, so come on out of that, sit up nice and tall. So we're just doing 2 sets of each circuit. So we're done with that circuit, we're going to switch right into another one. Now, what I'd like you to do is, once again, toes straight, feet flat. Now, bring those weights right by your sides in a neutral grip again. Now, hammer curls, so just curl them up, palms facing one another. Curl them down. Breathe out, and breathe in. Just nice and easy. Just make sure you're not rounding forwards or arching backwards. You want to keep chest up, shoulders back, abs tight the entire time. And just making sure you breathe out with each one. We're going to do a lot of bicep and forearm based motions today. 4 more. And just remember, if you can't do all the reps, just take a break and just wait. And very nice. Okay, so now from there, put them right on your thighs again. Now we're going to pivot forward and do another forearm activity. So pivot forward, put your forearms on your thighs. Your palms are up this time. Chest is up, you're not just slumped out. Now let those weights fall down all the way into your fingertips as much as you can without them hitting your toes on the ground. And then breathe out, curl them up. Breathe in, go all the way down. Bringing those into your fingertips is the best way to do these wrist curls. If you just come up and back down, you're not working the full range of motion. So make sure you get it all the way into those fingertips. Strengthen those hands as well as the wrists. And just give a nice outward breath with each one. And just make sure you go nice and slow with all these activities. Your time under tension, which is how long you're performing that motion, is just as important as the weight is. We're going for 4 more. And all right, so now you can sit up nice and tall out of that, chest up, shoulders back. Bring those weights right by your sides, neutral grip, so palms are facing your outer legs, and then breathe out, curl them up. You stay in neutral grip that whole time. Breathe in, bring them back down, breathe out, and in. And just take it nice and slow. Once again, making sure you're not rounding forwards or arching back. You, especially on the second set, you don't want to lean back and use momentum. You should only be using your elbows to create your motion. Breathing out as they come up. Four left, starting now. And last one. All right, and you can rack those weights right on your thighs, and then chest up, pivot forwards at the hips, forearms right on your thighs. Now your palms are facing up. From there, let those weights roll down into those fingertips as far as you can without dropping them, and then breathe out, curl them up as much as you can. Breathe in, let them fall down. Breathe out, and in. And just take it easy, nice and slow. Make sure you're looking right down at those weights. If you look forward, you're actually extending your neck backwards because you're in a pivoted position. So if you just keep your head facing those weights, you'll be in a nice flat backed position. 4 left, do what you can. And very nice. All right, so come on out of that one, sit up nice and tall. If you want to grab a quick sip of water, feel free, grab it real quick. Bring those arms right by your sides though. Now, we already did upright row, elbows out to the side. What I like you to do is keep elbows backwards. So this is just a straight up row is what I call them. Breathe out, bring them straight up to your armpits. As you can see, my elbows go backwards. They are not cutting out to the sides. So elbows straight back and then draw them back down. So breathe out, bring them straight up. Breathe in, bring them down. As you bring them straight up alongside of your body, you're going to feel those shoulder blades squeeze behind you. I want you to try to capitalize on that and squeeze them even more with each one. So if I showed you from the side, you look just like this. You do not want to be looking like this, or you're not rounding them up. So just so you can see from the side view, we have 5 more. Really good exercise to practice for nice daily activity of just lifting up literally groceries out of the car or just anything right by your sides. This is a very good exercise to help those muscles. Last one. And all right, so put those weights right on your thighs. Now you have 2 options. If you hold the middle of the handle, that is easier. If you want it to be a little tougher, which I'm sure all of you could do, slide your hands to the bottom and grab the butt end of the weight. This way your lever is longer. So if you're like this, you have a short lever, but if you grab the distal end, or in this case actually the medial end, you have a long lever to the outsides. Now what you're going to do from there is using your wrist. Rotate your weight down, so now your palms are down. Rotate it up, so your palms are up, and if you can even go more, go for it. So rotate in each direction as much as you can. Breathing out as you rotate down, breathing in as you rotate out. Make sure chest is up, nice and tall the entire time. And make sure those weights are just not going to slip out of your hands. If it gets a little bit too tough for you, then you can just go back and make the lever smaller by holding in the middle of the handle instead of the butt end. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and very nice. All right, so come on out, put them right on your thighs so you can reset your grip. Hold them right in the middle, drop them right by your sides in neutral grip again. Now, breathe out, bring them up, straight up, right alongside of your body. Elbows go straight back. Squeeze the shoulder blades as you come up. Breathe in, bring them down. Breathe out, come up, squeeze the shoulder blades. Breathe out, go down. Make sure you're not letting those weights collapse you down. You want to stay up as tall as possible. You're really squeezing those shoulder blades. 4, 3, 2, and very nice. All right, put them right on your thighs again. Now we're going to either hold the middle if you need, or slide it down to the bottom, holding the butt end of that weight. Start off with palms up, and then breathe out, rotate down, breathe in, rotate back, and if they can drop downwards, that's great. And then breathe out, and breathe in, trying to keep that 90-ish degree bend in your elbows the entire time. Now, what I meant by a lever and how you can make this exercise tougher with just a normal household object is a hammer. So imagine if you're holding a hammer at the bottom part of the handle, even if it's a 1-pound hammer, but the hammer has a 1-foot shaft, that is going to be more weight and tougher to do during this motion just because your weight is at the distal end. So instead of having all the weight central like these, all your weight's over here at the end of the hammer, and you're really moving that hammer. So just a little random food for thought for you. I like throwing little tidbits of info during my classes. That way you can apply it to everyday life. We have 4 more, hang in there. 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, and very nice work. So you can put those right on your thighs. If you need a quick little sip of water, feel free, grab it. But what I'd like you to do from there is just bring those weights by your sides, toes straight, feet flat, chest up. Breathe out, stand up, squeeze the butt. Now, what I'd like you to do is a wide stance. So wide stance at the feet, bend those knees, toes should be straight. You should not look with your feet flailed out. Keep those toes straight. Now, bring your arms right by your sides. Bend them up. Now, keep this little angle here and hold them just like so. A little bit under your shoulders, so more armpit height. Bend your knees, chest up, trying to keep your wrist parallel with your forearms, so don't let them drop down and don't compensate and pick them up. Everything should be straight. So really good forearm and shoulder exercise. I call them motorcycle holds. So just like you're holding handlebars on a bike, keep breathing, keep those abs tight. That is key with this one. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and drop them down. All right, so now you can narrow your stance back, but still toes straight, feet flat, a little bend in your knees. This time, arms are by your sides, palms are facing backwards. Breathe out, reverse curl up. Breathe in, drop them back down. So this set may get to you a little bit more than the previous sets because we are working those forearms twice in a row. Right now we're working them in an active range of motion. And the one right before it was an isometric range of motion, which really just means we're holding instead of moving. Keep those abs tight. Just remember you don't want to arch back or don't let them round you down. Stay up nice and tall. 4, 3, 2, and very nice. All right, so now come on out of that, wide in the stance, toes straight, knees bent, arms by your sides, palms face backwards, and just bend those elbows up to just have a little angle, and then draw them up to about armpit height, so a little bit lower than your shoulders. Bend at those knees, keep chest up, abs tight, and focus. Make sure your wrists don't drop or don't compensate and lift them up. You want wrists to be nice and neutral in position. Keep holding. We're about 15 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and come on out. Now you can narrow your stance back, but still toes straight, feet flat, a little bend in your knees. Arms by your sides, palms face in reverse. Chest up, shoulders back, breathe out, reverse curl up. Breathe in, bring it back. Keep those abs tight, no arching back or rounding forwards. Just take it nice and slow. You never want to throw your weights around. That's not ideal. We have 4 left. And very nice. So what I want you to do from here is turn around, look at your chair. Make sure it's in a good position and you do not have to look at it again. Toes straight, feet flat, chest up, and drop down into your chair. Nice and easy. Now from there, pivot forwards at the hips. Put your weights right alongside of you. Now, we didn't do too much with these legs, so I want to do one exercise for these legs. Now, scoot forwards, Chest up, lean back. You can put your elbows into the back of your chair if you think it helps. And then what I would like is right leg out straight. Once you do that, you're not moving your leg, you're tilting your toe. So I'm tilting my right toe out to the right. Chest up, breathe out, lift it as high as you can, keeping the toe tilted. Breathe in, bring it back down right before it touches the ground, and then breathe out, lift it up. So just nice and easy, just make sure you're not curling like this. It's not chest up and then curl in. Make sure you support your body and just lift it up as high as you can. You're gonna start feeling that in that right thigh or the inner right thigh. Very, very important muscles that are very weak on most people. So it's a really good activity. Just make sure your toes are staying pointed out. If your toes are up, you're not going to work the fibers we're looking for. You have 2 more. And all right, bend that right knee in, and then left leg goes out straight, left toes tilt to the left. Breathe out, bring it up, keeping those toes off. Breathe in, drop it down. Breathe out, bring it up. So never touching the ground is ideal, but if you need to touch the ground, go for it, and then come back up. Just once again, make sure you're not looking like this and slumped out into your chair. Use those elbows into the chair to keep you up tall. 4, 3, 2, and very nice. Now switch sides. We're going back in one more time. Right leg out straight, right toes off to the right. Breathe out, lift it up. Breathe in, drop it down. Breathe out, hand in. Make sure your right toes stay tilted off to the right. You don't want them pointing straight up. Keep your chest up tall. 4 left, hang in there. I know you're feeling it in that leg. Last one. And good. Bend that knee in. Switch sides. Left leg out. Left toes to the left. Breathe out, lift it up. Breathe in, drop it down right before it touches. Breathe out. And then hang in there, everybody. Your last exercise before we get into some stretching. Keep that chest up. 4 left. And very nice work. So come on out of that. What I want you to do from there is sit up nice and tall. Put your hands together. Now, since we did a lot of forearm work, peel your palms away. Now, pushing your fingers together, drop your hands down and keep your elbows up high. You should get stretching in your fingers, palms, or possibly even into those forearms. And just hold right there. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, but look at your feet. Make sure toes are straight, feet are flat. You don't want to just be crossing your legs or have them way out of whack. Keep everything nice and aligned during class. And just hold 10 seconds. 3, 2, and come on out. So now what I want you to do is scoot forwards in your chair. Once you do that, grab your chair behind you. So right at about seat level, everybody's chair is a little bit different. So just grab wherever you can behind you, right at the seat level. Now, puff your chest up, draw your shoulders back, and push your chest forward and butt back. You should get some sort of stretching in the chest, shoulders, or maybe even down the arms a little bit. It's always a good idea to stretch those muscles that you have worked. And just keep breathing and relax. 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly come on out. So before we go on and I have you stand up, just move your weights off to the side. You want to make sure they are right out of your way so you don't have to worry about anything. And proper standing, so toes straight, feet flat, chest up. Breathe out, stand up. Now, I'm going to use my chair to demo to y'all, but if you have a wall, a bookshelf, a doorway, something close by, that would be ideal because the chair is gonna move, so you won't get the best stretch behind the chair, but that's okay. At least as long as you can hear and or see me, you can do this exercise, well, really stretch, no problem. So, whatever your object is, your sturdy object, it even could be a couch as well, or a sturdy chair that is not gonna slide on you. Put your left hand against that object. Now, right leg steps forwards, push your chest forward and draw your right shoulder backwards, and you should get a nice stretch in your left shoulder, left arm, maybe even in the left chest, but most likely it's going to be in the bicep and leading into the elbow on that left side. And then just hold right at mild discomfort or a little bit past it. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not arching your back. You want to keep yourself actually a little bit forwards on this one. We have about 10 seconds. Keep stretching. 3, 2, and come on out. So now, depending on what object you're working with, you can move to the other side of it. You can spin your body, whatever you gotta do. You're just gonna bring that right arm out a little bit away from your hip, put it against your object. Left leg steps forwards, push your chest forward, draw your left shoulder backwards. Now just looking for a stretch in your right shoulder or down that right arm, most likely into the right bicep and elbow. Once again, make sure you're not arching back. You want to keep that chest forwards. And just keep breathing and just relaxing for the next 15 seconds. Three, 2, and slowly come on out. And very, very nice work, everybody. So I hope you all enjoyed strength class today, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. See y'all then. Bye.